Refrigerator drain pan is overflowing. Evap fan is running, coils have been cleaned. Takes 4 to 5 days to fill to overflow.
Hello, and thank you for using this service. I'll be helping you with your problem today. Do you have a model number so that I may better assist you? The model should be located on a sticker near the ceiling of the refrigerator and can be seen if you open the door. Please put a space between each number when you send the model because the website will block the model if it looks too much like a phone number.
52,562,100.
There should be 3 numbers before that. Are they 106 by chance?
I believe 106.
Okay, perfect. This is a very common issue and it means that your defrost drain line has frozen over and will need to be thawed out. You will need to remove everything out of your freezer and remove the lower back panel inside the freezer. Use a hairdryer to thaw all the ice out and locate the drain hole. Pour hot water down the drain hole until it's draining properly again. Once it's draining properly, blow compressed air down to make sure it's clear. If you don't have compressed air, use a turkey baster to make sure the drain line is clear and draining properly. Cut a solid copper piece of wire about 6 inches long. Wrap it around the defrost heater a couple times just above the drain hole and extend it 2 inches into the defrost drain hole. That will transfer heat into the drain hole when the defrost heater turns on and will prevent the defrost drain line from freezing over in the future. Please remember that when you are asked to give a rating, you are rating my service and not this website itself or the problem of your appliance.
Thanks. But it is not clear to me how freezing of the defrost drain line could be the problem. As the drain pan is full to overflowing, it would seem the freezer is draining just fine. The water in the drain pan is just not being evaporated.
Okay, so maybe I misunderstood you. Are you talking about the drain pan below the entire unit? Or the drain pan funnel inside the freezer against the back wall?
The evaporator pan that is below the entire unit, not in the freezer or refrigerator. It seems to fill to overflowing about 4 to 5 days after each time all the water is removed. The fan in the rear appears to be working fine. When I first checked, my coils were badly clogged with dust. I cleaned them as well as I could, but the problem is still happening.
Okay, I apologize for the confusion. So you're right, this is not a defrost issue. In fact, this actually has nothing to do with the defrost system at all. The filter happens to be mounted just above the drain pan below the unit. Nothing happens to the filter itself, but the filter housing has several plastic tubes that connect to it, and one of them will tend to drip slowly into the drain pan. Over a few days it will be enough to overflow the entire pan. The filter housing itself will need to be replaced to fix this issue. This is the part that water filter clips into. Below is a link to the part you'll need to order for this model. Click here again. I apologize about the confusion. There are 2 parts that are called the drain pan on refrigerators, and very rarely will a customer actually look under the refrigerator to see the hidden pan overflowing, so I assumed you were talking about the one that is obvious.
Last question, is it possible that the water valve in the rear could be the problem? I can feel or see no sign of leakage from the filter housing, but looking in with flashlight from front there appears to be some moisture on the compression nuts on bottom of valve that attach the lines. However, from my front vantage the valve actually looks farther back than the tray, so even if leaking it doesn't seem the water would go into the tray.
So like you said, The valve is further back than the drain pan. If it was leaking, it would leak directly onto your floor, not into pan. Unless the water is traveling down the water line from the compression nut and dripping at the low point between the filter housing and valve. I suppose that is a possibility, but it's nothing I've ever seen. Usually the filter housing is the part that I see leak, and I have to watch for 15 minutes or so to see one of the lines drip right at the fitting on the filter itself.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.